Hey Mango 2 viewers, how the heck we doing? This video is going to be my first educational guide for Season 12. I'm going to get your LP up, and away. We're going to get you all the knowledge that you desire. But first, drop a like, subscribe, drop a comment down below telling me how pretty I am. I mean, did you look at my shirt? Come on now. Anyway, back to the video. This is going to be a Season 12 all-inclusive rune guide. All right, this is going to be a tier list version. It's going to have every little bit of info you need for our main man, Teemo, the Yodel himself, the Explorer, the Swift Scout. You know it. Let's do it. Also, Firecracker Teemo coming up soon. How fun is that? Let's get into it. First, we're going to start with what Teemo can't use to make it easier. And I don't decide this. This is Riot. This is game design. You know, I can't be held liable for any hate. Okay. Let's hop right into it. So the first one that is going to piss everybody off, no more Glacial. We cannot use Glacial anymore. It does not work with Teemo. He's not allowed to since he doesn't have any built-in CC. Wow. You could take Everfrost and boom, but no, we can't. Riot hates us. Just kidding. We love Riot and TFT and Valorant and League and everything. Beautiful Legends Root Terror. Awesome. That's me number one. Number two, Aftershock. But Tisk, we don't have CC. I see this common trend here. Although we do, technically. Okay, Aftershock would be number two. Now, I'm going to follow this trend, okay? Those are the two that we cannot take physically, okay? Now I'm going to go to C tier, which is ones that we can technically take, but they are so much worse than everything else, and why would you take these? So Shield Bash will be number one. Yes, I have every rune memorized without seeing the letters. I am a winner. I'm not a loser. I do other things besides playing League of Legends. Just kidding. No, I don't. I have all them memorized. Anyway, not to weird flex or anything. Shield Bash. This rune, Teemo doesn't have a shield in his kit. Yes, you could get a shield item, or you could take Overheal and get some value out of it on a nullifying orb, right? But you know, why would you, right? The uptime on the C tier runes going to be very, very small, not really going to be worth it. So Shield Bash is a glaring C tier where I can take it, but why would you, right? Excuse me, little burpy boy. That's my middle name. Okay, now let's keep going down this list of visual scan. We're going to drop these two in here as well, and I'll tell you why. Ghost Poro and Zombie Ward. See, I knew I had them all memorized, okay? These are both C tier as well because Eyeball Collection, these are all in the same row in the domination tree. So these two are going to be C tier because they just don't stack up to Eyeball Collection. Ghost Pearl relies on you killing wards, okay? No, sorry, I got that backwards. Ghost Pearl relies on you having your warding totem. And when you put a ward down and it expires, it spawns a Ghost Pearl. But what that means is that you're just on a time clock where you have to keep your warding totem the whole game, which isn't really a good thing. And it takes a while for this to stack up. And Zombie Ward is where if you clear wards, then you spawn a little zombie ward, like a blue totem, and it sits there, and you get AP as well from these two. But again, it takes so long to stack these up, where Eyeball Collection, you get 10 kills or 10 assists, you get 30 AP. It really is that simple. And with Teemo, you're going to be getting 10 kills and 10 assists. So, these two just don't even come into the same class. They're harder to use, and they're not as, early. You can't get them as early. And honestly, they're not as consistent as Eyeball Collection. Eyeball Collection is like a freebie. So that being said, Eyeball is going to be in B, and these two are going to be in C. That was a gimme, huh? Okay, another gimme is going to be do. Okay, another one is going to be Spellbook. Spellbook is going to be in C tier because although I have been playing Spellbook a lot, it is pretty fun, I'm not going to lie. But the rune itself just kind of stinks. It just stinks, man. You get to swap your summoner spells, but it takes so long to get value out of this. You're only swapping once every couple minutes. And yeah, it goes reduced cooldown later in the game, but it just feels like such a drag trying to get there, especially when other runes are just so good on Teemo. Spellbook has always been just like, hey, if you're a tank top lane and you want more summoner spells, here you go. But with Teemo, you have plenty of things to take from, so you don't even need to go this route. It makes no sense. And along with the inspiration tree, you're going to see a couple common C tiers. Hex Flash will be another C tier. Now Hex Flash is actually a half decent runes on engaged supports where they burn their flash early, then they can Hex Flash run everywhere. But on Teemo, now a fun little interaction. Your passive does proc when you're channeling Hex Flash, so you go in Invisible mode. But with Teemo, you don't really have anything to combo it with. You Hex Flash and you hit them with the Wet Noodle, and that's it. You run away. So that's an easy C tier. And these y'all probably already knew, but we're just going with it. Minion DMAT is C tier as well. Honestly, I feel like nobody except pro players goes Minion DMAT. It's been nerfed so many times. It just feels like it's just nothing these days. And that's really all that there is to it. It helps clear minions, but like I said, it's just been nerfed so many times. It used to be really good. It used to be S tier, but stinky. Okay, now my brain's thinking C tier or B tier for some of these, huh? We've got some things to think about. Okay. All right, we're gonna go ahead and knock this puppy out. And remember, this is every single rune page in the book, every single rune page. So we're gonna go ahead and put scaling CDR on C tier. Let me tell you why. Scaling CDR is your first slot in your rune page in the sub runes. And the problem with scaling CDR is that it's it's not scaling CDR, flat CDR. You get 8, sorry, not even CDR, I'm a boomer. Flat haste. You get 8 ability haste. Now, when you say that out loud, that's pretty good. That's pretty decent. But on Teemo, ability haste is so unvaluable because you don't have a freaking spell on your E. Your R isn't really a haste-friendly spell, and your W isn't either. So haste just kind of goes out of the wayside. It's not really valuable on Teemo. But the bigger importance is the reason why this is C tier also because its competitor attack speed is S tier. That's right. This is our first S tier rune. 10% attack speed in their first subslot is the chef's kiss coup de grace on Teemo. Teemo needs attack speed to clear early game, whether it's jungle or top lane. He needs attack speed to do damage. He needs attack speed everywhere. Okay, so this is universal, just an amazing rune, and it's our first S tier slot. It's a gimme. It's a no-brainer. The AP doesn't even compare to it either. And that being said, we'll put the AP in B tier. Because if you take the AP, the 8 Adaptive Force, you're not really trolling, right? It's still fine. Maybe in some builds where it's a gimmicky AP stacking build, this could work. Because 8 AP turns into 20 with Death Cap later in the game. But attack speed is S tier, and there's no really way to go about it, right? That's just all there is to it. It's just so good. With runes, it doesn't matter the rune by itself. It matters the rune by itself and its competition. And in this case, it's a no-brainer. So I'll just follow it up with the secondary rune slots. This is pretty easy. All these are going to go in A tier, I would say. I mean, you're going to take these every single game, and they're all good, right? So scaling health, armor, and MR, they're all A tier runes. They're all really good. You take them every game. You do armor or MR based on your matchup if you're playing a lane, and if you're in the jungle, you do armor. For the sorry, I just had to make that little correction there. In the jungle, you're doing armor for the jungle camps, and in lane, you're doing armor or MR based on the matchup. And in some lanes, you could go scaling health, which is amazing. It just doesn't kick in till later in the game, but it still is good in its own right. And the Adaptive Force is good because of that second slot. So, I mean, they're all going to be A tier. We'll just put them all B tier, actually, because, that looks prettier. It's not like they're crazy, but these are all B tier, and I'm cool with that. They're all good. They're all usable. They have their role in the Rift. C barely does. These do not. These have their role. Respect. Now, 1 second. Diet Coke. Not sponsored. Okay, now we're starting to get into the big potatoes here. Okay, this is child's play so far. Now we're getting to where the brain is. And I'm doing this first take, right? My brain is only so big. I only have so much brain power. This is my first take. I didn't rehearse or anything. That's why I kind of have to go through the motions as we're going. And now let's go ahead and do it in order. Because now, like, those are the freebies out of the way. That's just whatever. Like, we already knew that. Now I have to go through each one and really break it down. So let's start just from the top here. Press the attack first. Wow, that's a one to come out of the gate. S tier, easy S tier. As you all should know, and if you don't know, you got to follow all my channels, all my content, so you do know. Press the attack has been S tier for a little, maybe a season and a half now, since the start of season 11. Because Press the attack, Berserker Greaves is that nutty combo for Teemo. At one item, your pair of bootsies and one rune, press the attack, you're already shredding, right? It is a staple of Teemo. It's good in almost every lane, every matchup, every role, you know. So it's obviously an easy S tier. Again, press the attack berserk is just too nutty. Too nutty, too good of a combo. Lethal Tempo. Lethal Tempo has been changed a lot recently, and we're just seeing it recently getting buffed for ranged. Lethal Tempo is going to end up, drumroll please. Lethal Tempo is going to end up in the A tier, and let me tell you why. Currently, Lethal Tempo just is receiving a buff on January 26th. Sorry, on January, it already went out. January, I think 22nd, 21st. I couldn't tell you. But it just got a buff where it got buffed for ranged and nerfed for melees. And the thing about Lethal Tempo is it's actually really good on Teemo. It is not so good early game, but really good at 1-2 items once you get one on a hit effect. But the problem is, why isn't it S tier? Because of the competition, baby. Press the attack is just better in every single way than Lethal Tempo. It's better early, mid, and late. It's just great. So Lethal Tempo would be S tier, but it's A just because Press the attack exists, and that's how it be. Fleet footwork, okay. I'm going to give Fleet a solid B. Because Fleet is really good in the jungle, especially for beginners. You get to heal full value off the jungle camps, which is beautiful. And it's a solid rune. Solid rune for that reason. For the jungle, you heal fully. And it's just great. You heal off all the camps, you heal off the champions. You don't really attack minions, so you're just full healing. In the lane, it's also not bad. I don't recommend it. But also in the lane, it's not bad. You can get the full proc of enemy champs, although you have to CS. It's still decent, though. So we're going to give it a B. Conqueror. Oof. C tier. C tier. You know, honestly, I think I gotta make this a B. I gotta get one more, I feel like. Oh, hold up. Okay, there we go. I gotta get a D tier in there, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Because I think we need to spice this up a little bit. So Conqueror, I think, will be going. Let's go ahead. Let's do one of these here. Yeah, let's do that. I think we need a D tier. Okay, Conqueror is going in our D tier. And let me tell you why. Conqueror is not half, but Conqueror is greatly reduced for ranged champions. The value you get from each auto is less than melees, and you get less healing as well. So it is reduced value for range, making it suboptimal. That's Riot's way of hinting towards you, hey, don't take this rune if you're a ranged champion. And I fully respect that. Thank you, Riot. It is suboptimal for range. That's why it will be D. And I move these around because these D tier runes you probably should realistically never take, right? You should never take them, although you could. But if you take these in the C tier, they're actually not bad. That's why I wanted to make that little clarification. Here we go. And another one, Overheal. I'm going to put it in the C tier because it isn't that bad, right? There are some builds where you can synergize with a whole bunch of sustain, whether it's Rev Hunter, Rift Maker, Shield Bow, right? Shield Bow. If you do Fleet Footwork, you know, you can make this work. Although, the reason why it's C tier, common theme, because its competitors are way better. Triumph and Presence of Mind are both A tier. And they're not S tier because both of them are equally as good. If one of them was OP and you couldn't live without it, it would be an S tier. But both of these are A tier runes because they both serve great value in their respective roles. Presence of Mind gives you mana, Triumph gives you gold and healing. Awesome for early game skirmishes. And that's that. They're both really good, but they're both A because we can't decide on one of them being S. But we can decide this S tier. Now you're seeing a common theme why Press the Attack's so good. We have all these runes, okay, that are S or A in this one page. Alacrity is S tier because guess what? Teemo auto attacks a lot. Alacrity gives attack speed level 1. It's good early game. It's good mid game and late game. It is good all the darn time. And Teemo likes to auto. Absolutely S tier. Beautiful. Tenacity. Legend Tenacity. Is that the name of it? I couldn't tell you. Legend Tenacity. I'm going to give it a solid D, C, D's nuts. Oh, I'm going to give it a C tier. The reason why is because if you take Tenacity, you can combine this rune with Merc Treads and be invulnerable to CC. Not really, but close enough. And there is some value in that, although I don't believe that's the right way to play. I think with Teemo, kind of, if you're getting doinked by CC, you're going to die. But I can see some synergies with Merc Treads. It's one rune and one pair of boots to not get hit by CC. That's pretty fair. I'll give it a C tier. Bloodline, I'm going to give it a D because Bloodline is one of those runes where you probably should never take it, but there is one or two builds where you can make it work. You know, Vampire TEEMO, cough cough on YouTube. But realistically, Bloodline heals off physical vamp, aka lifesteal. That's only off your autos. It doesn't heal off your poison, your QR, nothing, where Ravenous Hunter does. And Riftmaker does. Omni Vamp. This is only lifesteal. That's why it's D tier. Coup de Grace, a rune I've been trying to use a lot more, and it really sucks. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm going to put it in C tier. This rune does 8% damage to targets under 40% HP. That sounds wonderful, but it really just doesn't do much damage. I keep giving it a try. It makes sense with Teemo, but it just doesn't do enough. I don't know why 8% under 40 sounds so cool, but it does so little. It stinks. Cutdown's also going in C because Cutdown is really, really, really good when you're versus 2 or more tanks. But guess what? Nobody goes 2 or more tanks in League of Legends these days. You're lucky to ever verse an Ornn top lane, right? Versus Aurelia or Camille, this rune isn't that poggers. Or versus an Ornn or Cho'Gath, yeah. You're lucky to be versing them. You're barely going to verse them. That's why this is C tier. It's S tier if you could use it more. But right now, it's C tier because there's not a lot of uptime. Last Stand, all three of them are C tier. They all are runes that don't really do all that much, and they don't do all that much consistently. Last Stand gives you more damage the lower HP you are. Not really applicable for Teemo. You don't really want to be low HP as Teemo. There it is. Low uptime. C tier it is. Electrocute. Oh, how I love and how I hate you. I'm going to put you in B tier, Electrocute. I'm going to put you in B tier. I'm going to make this a little prettier. Let's make this just a little bit prettier so far. There we go. Put that at the end there. No, we'll put it at the beginning. That looks pretty so far. We'll do this here too. The major runes at the beginning. Look at that. We're a gamer. I'll put these in the beginning because, you know, just makes it... Look, I'm a sucker for neatness. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You can't argue that. Okay. What rune was I talking about? Electrocute. Duh. Electrocute is B tier because Electrocute is one of those runes that's always going to be good, never going to be great. Always good, never great. That's fair. B tier it is. Predator. Yucky. D tier. And you may be thinking, Predator D tier, really? No shot. Yes, shot. Yes, really. Predator is really bad on Teemo because you have all that movement speed and you got nothing to do with it. You're hauling ass, you're Sonic mode, and you come up and... wet noodle spitball to the dome. That's it. Doesn't do much, honestly. Dark Harvest. Okay, this is going to be the first rune of the video where everybody's going to click off. Everybody's unsubbing. Everybody hates me. Yes, Dark Harvest is S. Yeah, right. S tier my R's. Dark Harvest is B tier, right along with Electrocute. And I'm being very generous. Personally, I think it's C tier, but I'm going to give you all a little leeway. Dark Harvest in every... and, you know, it's pretty much everything I've talked about is just all roles so far. There hasn't been any certain nitpicky things, but Dark Harvest in all roles is just mediocre. It's got a weak early game, weak mid game, good late game, right? But that's just not tolerable in today's League of Legends. It's hard to make that work. It's hard to rock with that. Electrocute and Dark Harvest. Electrocute's a more well-rounded page. Dark Harvest is more scaling, but it just doesn't make sense to go a rune page bad for early game. It's such an early game meta, such an early game focused League of Legends. It doesn't make any sense. You're not going to get it to 30 minutes if you're 0-5, right? Oh, baby, my Hail Blades, my old Hail Blades. If this was up to just me and my jungle Teemo, I would give it S tier. But it's not. I want to try and be fair and unbiased. I will give it A tier, though, which is still biased, but I think it's fair. Hail Blades is amazing. You know what? We're going S tier. Hail Blades is amazing for the jungle. Okay, I feel like it's just it's Dark Harvest, but on steroids for the jungle. For the jungle only. For support also, it's pretty darn good. Try it out. But for the jungle, Hail Blades is great. Because when you go press the attack in the jungle versus tankier teams, beautiful. But if they don't have tankier teams, Hail Blades is insane. You get guaranteed 90% uptime. And combine Hail Blades with a Nashor's Tooth. That's a one-item spike. That's just zoop, zoop, 3 nice autos with all that damage. And it's an 8-second cooldown or 12-second cooldown. I know it got nerfed sometime. Still amazing. It is just a happy medium between Press Attack and Dark Harvest, and I love it for that. In the lanes, it's kind of okay, but the minion damage kind of gets you early game. But in the jungle, S+. Now, I'm going to do these two together. Cheap Shot and Taste of Blood. Taste of Blood is going to be A tier because it's so darn good for laning phase. Top mid support, ADC. all really good for laning phase. Teemo lacks sustain. Taste of Blood gives you sustain. It's a no-brainer there. It's really good. Gives you a nice amount too, a very generous amount. Cheap Shot is so good on paper, but unfortunately it doesn't translate that well as Taste of Blood. Cheap Shot gives extra damage after you impair a target, which does count for your R and Q. But the problem is, oftentimes in laning phase, you aren't going to be able to auto Q every single time. If you just Q, this is not giving you any damage. That's the big catch that makes it not S tier. So it's good. I'm gonna put it B tier, but Taste of Blood is better. That's why Taste of Blood's A tier. Sudden Impact. It's going to be D because technically we could take it, but why would you? It only works on your stealth. Quite literally only on your stealth. You can't play around that. Rav Hunter. It would be S, but we're going to give it A. Rav Hunter has been nerfed so many times, and I hate that it's A tier. I hate it. But if you're not going to be going Riftmaker, Rav Hunter is a necessity. Teemo lacks sustain, and you need sustain as a short-range mage, assassin, ADC, whatever you want to call Teemo. He lacks sustain, and you need it. And especially if you don't build Riftmaker. If you build Riftmaker, you don't have to take it. But if you don't build Riftmaker, you kind of have to, and I hate it because it's been nerfed so many times. It really is so much weaker, but it is what it is. When Ingenious Hunter first got buffed, I was a fan, but now I'm not. I'm putting it in the D tier. I'll put it in the C tier. Ingenious Hunter gives you a very generous amount of item haste, but with Teemo, your item haste is only going to be applicable to Ludens, Zanyas, excuse me. And that's pretty much the big items that it would be applicable for. Ludens or Zanyas. Sure, it works on Lich Bane. It works on Everfrost if you get it. It works on all those weird items, Crown. But it's not really that consistent to go those items. And it doesn't really do that much, you know. Relentless Hunter. My premier pick for the jungle. Gonna put it B tier because I understand if people don't take it. This is pretty much a jungle only rune, right? Because in the jungle, free movement speed, heck yeah, more macro. Support, maybe it's okay. Top lane, no way. You're not roaming a lot. Mid lane, maybe. But Rav Hunter is still desirable. But in the jungle, only is a B tier. Ultimate Hunter. This is going to be a D tier. Let me tell you why. Ultimate Hunter is a noob trap. Sure, more shrooms are very cool. But only time you could shroom more is in bronze, iron, silver, and maybe gold. At those ranks, they do not buy Sweeper Lens all the time, and you can get away with just max shrooms. But as soon as you get past gold, you're going to run into a lot of sweepers, deeming this rune useless. Also, you have to go Mana Mythic. So if you go Ultimate Hunter, you are locked into going Leandries or Ludens, which oftentimes isn't the best case scenario. You want to have a little flexibility. So that being said, I would say this is the biggest noob trap. D, it is. We're making way. Wow, this is... I didn't expect this to be that in-depth and take this long, but I'm for it. It's coming out well, too. Airy is going to be my solid A tier. I think a B tier. I think Airy has potential, but the uptime is so little. It's only good when you're versus squishy champions, usually in laning phase. It's a lane bully rune. And with that being said, it's only good versus squishies. Uptime is so abysmal. That's why it's a B tier. I think when it does work, it works, but it doesn't work often. Especially with press attack being so good. Comet, easy D tier. Technically, you can take it, but it's just worse than Airy in every single way. Phase Rush, easy D tier. Technically, you could take it, but why do you need movement speed after an auto Q auto? Yes, I know. When Nasus withers you, you can take Phase Rush and you can auto Q auto run away. Or you can stop being a little punk and take press attack and actually have kill potential. Yes, I know there's a certain Teemo player that coined Phase Rush, but when he was playing it, it was broken and it got nerfed since then for good reason. So it's not good anymore, and he doesn't play it anymore. So please stop playing in your games and losing your OP. Nullifying Orb, another D tier. Another D tier. If you look at how much this shield gives, it is barely anything. I think it's like 45 to 115 or something very abysmal. Hate it. Don't like it. Just take 2 MR runes if you need magic because it's that bad. D tier it is. Mana Flow, going to give it a solid B. I think when you're using an Airy page, and if you need a mana rune, Mana Flow ban looks good. Easy enough. Nimbus Cloak, easy D tier. Easy D tier. Actually, I'll give it a C. Want to know why? Because when you're playing top Teemo and you have Ignite Flash, I feel like Nimbus Cloak could give you some value. You don't always need Mana Flow ban if you take this tree. So I think it has value in that. In jungle, I don't think it would be good because of the Smite having such a low cooldown. It gives low movement speed. But I can also see it in the support way. So, Transcendence. Noob Trap, D tier. Ability haste on TEEMO is, again, it's a stink bug. It doesn't really give that much value on your W or R. Gives value on your Q. Can't even work on your E. So haste is a noob trap for TEEMO, and D it is for me. Also, when you get level 11, I believe, it reduces your basic ability cooldown. But again, your W and E, it doesn't work on your E, and your W is not really something you want to spam. Celerity, I'm going to give it a C tier because, you know, it does make the Swift Scout swift. But tisk, that joke. You are a little bit more swift if you're the Swift Scout with celerity, and I actually kind of respect that. Come to think of it, I should use this. I should use this rune more. It's probably not that bad. Works with your W, and it works with your W out of combat, in combat, not bad. Absolute focus, B tier. B tier, because this rune, when you have 70% health or more, you get a buck ton of AP. That's got some merit to it. It's good level 1 in lane. It's good level 1 in the jungle. It's good level 1 everywhere for the early game. It's good when you're scaling. As long as you have 70% or more health, which is doable, it gives a lot of AP. I love that. Scorch, I'm going to give it a D tier, okay? I used to be a big advocate for Scorch. Win lane, win game, right? But honestly, Scorch damage is so little, it's hard to justify. It's like coup de grace. It sounds good on paper. More damage early game, awesome. Try and win your lane. But it just comes down to it. It doesn't give that much damage. It just doesn't. And it stinks. I wish it did. So, water walking. Same boat as celerity. It makes sense in theory. You know, honestly, I think the big problem I have with the blue tree is that they're really all not that good. If you notice the common trends, they're all B or lower, just because the blue tree is not really that desirable. You don't have a main rune to take besides Airy. And you're seeing a common trend. And with water walking, same deal. Movement speed's cool, but it's not that cool, and it's on a crappy tree. Gathering Storm, B tier, because scaling is awesome. We play TEEMO, we love to scale. Cool. Gives AP at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes. Grasp. Some people will put this S tier. I hate that. I'm going to put it A tier, okay? Because Grasp is a rune that sometimes is very necessary to take. Sometimes you have to take Grasp. And it, you know, that's just how it is. I hate that that's how it is, but sometimes it's the necessary evil. If you're versing a laner that really poops on you, you have to take Grasp to survive. And that's really all there is to it. And it's A tier because of that. Because TEEMO's survivability is the one thing he can't do on his own. He needs help from items or runes. Guardian, D tier. Technically, you can take it, but why would you? Only with a Moonstone TEEMO build that I like to do on YouTube. Ayo. Demolish. Oh, S tier, baby. Demolish is so good for lane. Top, middle, support. It's good for every lane. If you are somebody that wants to poop on those tower plates, this rune is for you. It gives pretty much, if you look at League of Legends, tower plates are on the game till 14 minutes, okay? It's 160 gold a plate. I'm not an expert at math, but if we do it 160, 320, 480, 540, 700 potential gold from plates. Don't quote me on that. I'm not good at math. 700 gold. If you're saying, hey, I'm taking this rune page and I'm getting 700 gold by 14 minutes, that's S tier all the way. Super good. Rune pages I don't know the name of. Just kidding. Font of Life. I know the rune page of every name. It's a D tier. Sure, it works on your shrooms, but that's very little uptime. And why would you take it? Why would you take the risk? Doesn't make sense. Wait, I thought I knew every rune. Conditioning? Question mark. Conditioning. Exclamation point. Conditioning. I'm going to put it C tier. This rune at 12 minutes, it gives you armor and MR. But at 12 minutes, it's kind of peaking towards mid-game. Laning phase is over. You need the armor and MR early game, and it's giving you at 12 minutes. Kind of stinks. Good if you're doing a tank mode build. Other than that, not really. Second one in bone plating, both C tier because of the uptime. Bone plating is so freaking hard to use. It makes no sense to me. I don't know when to take it. I don't know how to take it. I don't know how to use it. What the heck? Second wind, it's nice when they have a lot of poke, but that's not often. Overgrowth, B tier. Because overgrowth, it's very simple. You farm minions or you're near minions dying, you get health. There's nothing to confuse that. And if you're going grass, you usually pair with overgrowth here. It's just good. Free health. Awesome. Revitalize and unflinching. Double C tier. Again, tenacity is okay, but it's not really that desired. So you see our tenacity there. Unflinching gives tenacity. And revitalize, it gives you more healing, true. But TEEMO isn't like a super healing champion. Sure, you could buy Riftmaker. You can get a Dorn shield, right? You can go Rab Hunter. But this item is designed, this rune is designed for those champions with healing in their kit like Silas or Hecarim. Kleptomancy, we're using this as first strike. This is actually first strike, okay? use your imagination, edit in your brain. This is First Strike, and First Strike C tier. When First Strike first came out, everybody thought it was going to be broken, but on TEEMO, it's not that broken. It's very hard to get First Strike off consistently throughout the game while not being hit first. With TEEMO only having 550 range, he's not Zerath, he's not Anivia. He can't just poke this for free. Very hard to pull off consistently, making it a C tier. Inspiration Footwear, S tier. Cosmic Insight, S tier. And Futures Market, S tier. Let me tell you why, okay? These runes are slept on. If you notice my tier list, this is very TEEMO Jungle biased, okay? And I know it's biased. So that's, with that being said, I'll put Futures Market A tier. Just to look a little more sane. I love these runes because for TEEMO Jungle, they make perfect sense. If you're a TEEMO Jungle connoisseur, did I say that right? Pay attention. When you're rocking TEEMO Jungle and you got Press the Attack, your secondary tree is up for grabs. You can run any combination, and there's a lot of debate, but my go-to, I go Inspiration Footwear in the jungle only because TEEMO Jungle is weak early. You need to get damage so you can clear the camps, and Recurve Bow first buy is amazing, right? That really turns you to a real champion. Guess what? Buying Recurve Bow, Futures Market is great for that if you want to go Futures Market. That's why it's A tier. Just for that purchase alone, just to buy Recurve Bow earlier. Also, it's not bad in top lane. A quicker item spike is good for this fast-paced league. And Cosmic Insight is great for the jungle. More smites, more flashes, more kills, more camps. Beautiful. All makes sense. Also, Cosmic Insight's fine for laning phase if you decide to go for that, right? More ignites, more flashes, more Luden's Echoes procs, more Zanyas, right? It's all just good for TEEMO. Stopwatch, I'm going to use C tier because Zanya's is a great item, but Stopwatch isn't really all too popular these days. You're not versing a Zed every game. Biscuits and Time Work Tonic and Approach Velocity, all C tier. Actually, Approach Velocity is D tier because this only works on your shrooms. But Biscuits and Time Work Tonic are double C tier for me. They're really good in theory. Stronger laning phase, beautiful. But the problem is that they've both been nerfed 15,000 times. Biscuits give 10% missing health and HP, health and mana. That's not really that much. And Time Work Tonic gives extra duration of your pot and a little bit of movement speed. Kind of cool, but TEEMO can't go Corrupting Pot, which makes it not as cool. And that is it. That is my official TEEMO tier list, okay? I hope y'all enjoyed the in-depth breakdown. I hope this helps your game. Let me do a quick wrap-up here. I'm actually going to turn off my cam to give you that nice screenshot. Boom. Go ahead and check it out. A quick wrap-up. Attack speed is S tier because attack speed is good on TEEMO. Press the Attack Berserker's OP. Hailblade's great for the jungle. Demolish great for lane and for any time you think you can kill tower plates. Alacrity good for every role because attack speed. Boots and Cosmic Insight for jungle. OP. Tempo, Grass, both good for lane, right? They help. Tempo's also decent for jungle, but Press the Attack is slightly better. Presence of Mind and Triumph are essentials, whether you need mana or team fight capability. Taste of Blood, Wrap Hunter for sustain. Futures Market again for the jungle. And to finish off with the B tier, all these are viable in your secondaries, your sub runes. Fleet, Electrocute, Dark Harvest, all okay picks. Think about them. All these runes going to be okay depending on the game. That's it. I hope y'all enjoy. Take screenshots and take a picture of my face because I know you love me. Thanks for watching.